I was scammed. And there's a pretty good chance you or someone you know was too.
Wristbands endorsed by famous athletes around the world have been exposed as fakes.
I don't really do a lot of testimonials, but this works.
Well, present day me wasn't scammed, but let's go back in time a little bit. Growing up, I loved sports. Just look at this little guy. Look at him run. Where some see a hopeful kid trying to enjoy his hobbies and make it to the NBA, others see an opportunity to convince this kid that he has perfect balance and increased strength as a way to take all of his money. Well, in this case, more like his parents' money. Sorry to my mom and dad. Right around 2008 to 2012, there was a bunch of these wearable products that popped up claiming to have positive impacts on athletic performance. What were these claims based on? Absolutely nothing. Just some clever marketing. Should really be a law against something like that. But what if I told you these products weren't just placebo? What if I told you they were taken off the market by the government to keep us in our sedentary states? Absolutely none of that is true, but let's take a deep dive into these products and finally settle the debate once and for all.
I don't really do a lot of testimonials, but this works.
The most well-known of these products has to be the Power Balance bracelet. This was their claim that was originally put on their website. This bracelet is fueled by a nanotechnology, operating at a subatomic level in the quantum field, using a hologram that is so complex it has infinite depth. When in contact with your body, it uses your bioelectrical energy to increase your physiological powers. And in reality, it's a rubber bracelet with a little shiny sticker in the middle. But at one point, essentially every athlete across the country was wearing these bracelets. They grew over 200% over the course of like 3 years and hit $35 million in sales in 2010. Trends can be a powerful marketing tool. The amount of free exposure Power Balance received from athletes across sports is incomprehensible and can only be compared to the major brands like Nike and Adidas. These bracelets caught fire at the highest level, and that kicked off a chain reaction. Most athletes wore these for free and didn't even care if it worked. It was more just for style at the time. But don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people and athletes alike that really believe these products worked.
This works.
Power Balance's key marketing tactic was these live demos and demo videos. Okay, I found an official Power Balance test video online that they use as like promo footage, and I haven't watched it all the way through. I had to stop after the first type of test, but let's check it out.
What we've been able to do is harness naturally occurring frequencies and program them into a Mylar hologram.
What does Mylar mean? I don't think he knows.
I'm here with Akolo.
Hi, Akolo.
The balance test. So Akolo, if you would, put your feet together for me, your arms straight out to your side. What you're gonna wanna do is when you perform this test, is make sure that they have their arms stiff in a firm position. The reason that you wanna get the person that you're testing into this position
is because it's easy to push them over when they're in this position. It's my guess in reality.
I want them to be able to feel the resistance you're gonna place on their arm. So I'm gonna push straight down, resist, don't let me push down. Good. Now what you're gonna wanna do is have them lift their left leg and find their balance point. Good. Once they're up and have found their balance point,
you're gonna push them over with two hands because they're not wearing the Power Balance bracelet and it's easy.
You're gonna push down again on the same place of their arm. So Akolo, again, resist until you tip over. Good.
He just fell. He just fell completely. Oh, he's in on the bit. He's in on it for sure.
Now what you're gonna wanna do is perform the same thing, only with the Power Balance on. One of the great things about this product is that they don't actually need to be wearing it. They can either be holding it. I could set it on the top of his head, it wouldn't matter. All that matters is that the product is within 1 to 3 inches of your body's energy field.
We're gonna be testing that.
So now, recreate the exact same test. Feet together, arms out, lift that left leg. Using the same point on the elbow, I'm gonna push down again and resist. A little bit of a difference?
Yeah, considerably.
All right.
They have fun. You can tell they're having fun with it.
Let's show them how this product can impact strength. What we're gonna do is we've got Akolo here, pretty strong guy, right? Work out, paddleboard, got the whole deal, got some nice shoulders. What I want you to do for me, put your feet together, hands right here at your side, okay? What I want you to do is grip my fist tight, okay? I'm gonna push straight down, I want you to resist.
I feel like the Power Balance guy in the black shirt here kind of just, he's improvising this one. I see Akolo's broad, strong shoulders. For this test, we're just gonna hold hands. Just gonna hold hands for 30 seconds and see how it feels.
Pushing straight down. All right, so same thing again. We're gonna put the product on. All right, here we go.
Come on, you got more than that. Wow.
They're close. I don't know if there's a deeper story here, but you can tell there's a lot of chemistry on screen.
Now let's do the flexibility demonstration.
The flexibility test. Kolo, why don't you pop that top off?
Right arm straight out, okay? Pointing straight ahead. So for the sake of this, turn and face it away. All the way for me, okay?
It's the flexibility test, Kolo. Why don't we both go shirtless?
Now what I want you to do is rotate back as far as you possibly can. Mark the point with your eyes, trace your arm with your eyes as far as you can. Now let's put the product on.
Now let's put the product on and move the camera a little bit to the right.
Same thing for me.
A lot farther.
It's kind of hard to see because this is so staged and it's clearly a promo done by Power Balance. But there's some clips out there. I was having trouble finding them, but there's a lot. They did a lot of like live demos at like sports games and festivals and things like that. And the power of placebo was so strong that people would like genuinely resist, like without even doing it consciously. The test would work, and it's also like built into their programming. Like the instructors would push a certain way when the bracelet's on versus the bracelet's off. It was very scammy. It was very weird vibe. Not like what we have between our guy and Nicolo here, which was just wholesome, pure love. To keep the chain reaction moving, once Power Balance had some money to spend on marketing, they partnered with top athletes and very reputable, top-of-the-line model citizen celebrities. And they also randomly bought the naming rights of the Sacramento Kings arena. Go Kings. By the time people were buying the bracelets in 2010, they had removed all crazy claim language from their website and simply stated that they were based in Eastern ideologies. But by then it was too late. The scientific community has already put out a lot of different studies debunking their claims and basically saying that they're pseudoscience or a scam. A wave of international lawsuits followed, and the real beginning of the end is when they had to put out this official statement. We admit there is no credible scientific evidence that supports our claims. So it's a tough look. They had to issue refunds to all Australian customers, and at one point they had 18 pending cases in the federal courts. When all is said and done, they had to pay about $57 million in settlements. They filed for bankruptcy and they were then bought by a Chinese manufacturer, where you can still buy Power Balance bracelets today. Well, I got mine from Amazon, but you get the point. Alright, the first product test is the Power Balance bracelet. We're going to be doing the 3 demo tests that I reacted to earlier. Love you, Akolo. You'll see, there's lore building on the channel. Thanks, Catherine, for helping me. Alright, the first test is the balance test. So I'm supposed to stand like this and then raise my left foot and find like a balance point, which is already difficult for me because I don't have the Power Balance bracelet. Okay. And then push on my left arm. Okay. Okay. A little unsteady there. Let's try with the bracelet. You can see I have this beautiful teal color, and look at the Mylar hologram. Ooh. Very scientific, very cool. I can already feel it increase my strength and balance. Okay. Let's try it again. Same position, finding my balance point. Go ahead and push on my left arm again. It felt the same, for being completely honest. It did feel the same, so, but it looks very cool. Look at it pop against the black of my crew-neck sweatshirt. It's time for the balance test. Okay, we're gonna stand here with my arms at my side, feet together, and then Catherine's gonna try and basically pull me over by holding my hand, like they did in the demo video. Like that, and then push down and try and knock me off balance. Okay. I got knocked off balance. Let's try it with the bracelet. Bracelet time. Let's try this balance test again and see if there's any difference. Not really, but what if I was wearing 4 of them? Okay, I have 3 of them on, and just like I said in the demo video, I'm gonna put one on the top of my head and see if it does anything too. So let's do the strength test again and see if that does anything. I feel a lot stronger already. Okay. I think it works. I don't think I'm ever gonna take these off. Okay, third and final power balance test is the flexibility test. So what he wants us to do is line my hand up with the camera and then basically turn around and keep the arm at the same point. And I have no power balances on right now, for the record. And I'm supposed to just turn back towards the camera as far as I can go, keeping my arm straight. So let's see. It's pretty good, I feel like. Okay. So that's marked for you guys' reference. Camera, stay there. I'm gonna get the power balance and try it again. Bracelet on. Let's try the test again. Line the arm up so it's level. See how far. I guess we'll have to see the footage. I don't know. Maybe it was farther. Let's get a bit more niche. We're gonna go to the ballpark. Make sure you don't forget your hat and your glove and your necklace with aqua titanium that will penetrate your muscles and increase your health levels. The Phiten Necklace originally claimed to be groundbreaking technology and for the first time ever made the metal titanium dissolvable in water. When worn, that aqua titanium is what they called it, would penetrate your muscles and increase your health levels. But in practice, it was really just a piece of rope with a plastic clip. To be fair, that piece of rope then turned into a multi-million-dollar business, so good for them, I guess. False advertising is great. But how did this get so popular in the baseball scene? Phiten was actually started in Japan and kind of stumbled upon their perfect target market when pitcher and MLB legend Randy Johnson brought one back from his time in Japan. Baseball is an incredibly superstitious sport, making it like the perfect fit for a product with claims like this. MLB legend Curt Schilling was wearing a Phiten necklace during his iconic Bloody Sock game, which helped it skyrocket in popularity as well. Just for context and kind of a glimpse in how quickly they grew in 2005, in April they sold about 3,500 necklaces, and then in August 2005 they were at 24,500. And then kind of by the end of 2005 they had about 200 MLB players wearing their products, giving them free promo, most of them, not being paid for wearing their product, which is just wild to think about. Phiten were in every sporting goods store, every school, and every baseball field of all levels across the country. I definitely had one when I was a kid. I had this basic surface level black one, and I always envied the kids with the little twister braided one. I wanted one so bad, and I thought they were so cool at the time. I don't know, it was just what was popular. But how did Phiten end up? Like Power Balance, medical professionals never endorsed the brand. After virality in the US markets, they totally retracted and went back on every medical claim that they made because they were worried about being sued. They eventually had to settle a $3.2 million lawsuit and issue a lot of refunds. They also had to admit to deceptive marketing, similarly to Power Balance, which is always kind of the beginning of the end. Phiten experienced a slow fade from relevancy, but they are still being sold today. Their website is still active. The product was pretty limited to the baseball scene. It was still pretty niche when you compare it to Power Balance. Power Balance was being worn by everyone. It was being worn by Bill Clinton. It was being worn by Britney Spears. But you didn't see a lot of people wearing Phiten necklaces outside of a baseball context. Like I mentioned, Phiten still are being sold today. So I thought we could take a look through their website and see if they're making any strange claims, or I'm really curious about like the about and technology section. So let's check it out. Okay, let's take a look through Phiten's current active website. That you can just buy these now if you wanted to. So they're starting off strong. They're still claiming they have aqua metal technology, which I thought they weren't allowed to do anymore, for being completely honest. Let's check in on mission and vision. Our mission is to reinvent the DNA of active lifestyle products. So they're teasing it. They're teasing that there's something scientific going on here, but that there's not. We know there's not. Phiten is derived from the Greek letter phi and the exponent 10 and symbolizes our goal to maximize the perfect balance found in the natural world. Perfect balance. Sounds an awful lot like power balance.
This works.
Everything we do it for your health, except for make products that actually help you. Technology is the reason why products are widely used by top athletes in the world and the general public. Why products? not their products, but products, yeah. Oh wow. They have a whole family tree of aqua metals. I want to hang this up in my room. What is Metax? Whoa. Metax is... sounds like a Pokemon. Metax is created by blending multiple aqua metals, such as aqua titanium, aqua gold, aqua silver, aqua palladium, and aqua platinum, utilizing their combined characteristics. I want that. Inject that. I need it. I didn't know you could just go about like creating new elements in your marketing. It's very fun. I think more brands should do it. It's very cool. We're checking out the shop tab now. Let's check out their new arrivals. It's such a weird niche to be like trying to create new metals and elements and alloys for. Like, you're just making a smartphone holder. It's a crossbody bag. Just make a good crossbody bag. People will buy it. You don't need to claim that you invented an element. If these face washing wristbands aren't infused with aqua titanium, then I don't want them. Oh, they have a whole line of skincare products too. $1 billion idea here. Phiten, if you're listening, release a line of water with a bunch of edgy marketing similar to like Liquid Death. Be like aqua titanium. That would be like a really cool looking can. Be like, drink actual titanium. But it's just water. We know it's just water. That was fun. Back to the video. The second product test is the Phiten Necklace. I really splurged and got the braided tornado option. Okay, we're gonna do a variation of this Phiten like demo test they use in a lot of malls and trade shows. I couldn't find the right things, but instead we have a 3-pound weight. We're gonna do a little like pinky bench press, a little pinky lift of the weight. All right, this is the first take without the Phiten Necklace on. Let's see how well I can lift the weight with my pinky as a strength test. Okay, not well. It's actually really hard. I broke this pinky in middle school, so maybe that's why. But I can't really get the balance and the strength down at the same time. Okay, barely. Now let's try it with the tornado on. Childhood dreams coming true here. If I can get it to open. Just open. I never had one. All right, tornado going on. Can already feel the aqua titanium penetrating my muscles. Now it's official. Okay, let's try the pinky lift again now with the aqua titanium fusing into my muscles as we speak. I can do anything. Okay, I'm gonna admit you can't really classify Nike Elite socks in the same category as the Phiten and the Power Balance, but it's something relevant to me and personal to me because I had so many Elite socks and I thought they were the coolest thing ever. It was a necessity. Nike didn't even make too many insane claims around the Elite socks. They didn't claim that the cotton was interwoven with gold and vibranium, making for a stronger sock or something like that. But what they did do was release a $15 pair of socks. And you must be thinking, this has to be a really special pair of socks to be $15. And they were. They were to me at 12 years old, for sure. But why were they special in practice and in reality? Not because they featured a sleek fit and strategically cushioned zones that provide comfort, support, and cushioning, protection specific to the game of basketball, like they claimed. But mainly because they put little left and right signals, so I wouldn't get confused when I would put them on. That's about it. Nike Elite Basketball Crew Socks offer anatomically correct right and left socks with an enhanced fit. The design process now mimics the intricacies of footwear design. So long story short there, just like a little left and right marker. So cute. It's like pretty standard in a lot of socks these days too. So, but really, these were pretty good socks that the basketball community was obsessed with. Colored socks that could match your shoes or your favorite team or your school's colors had never really been done like this before. They started at the top with Team USA and trickled down to every youth basketball game across the country, and they are still around today. To kind of put things into numbers about like how impactful these socks were on Nike's book of business, and in 2013 the sales of athletic socks reached $2.8 billion. That was a 14% increase from 2012. And then Nike's sock industry revenue increased about 37%. So they were dominating this space and dominating this market that grew 14% in 1 year, which is like basically unheard of. There's no lawsuits here or anything like that, even though I do think it's a crime to make one pair of the coolest socks at the time $14 to $16. I figured it would still be good to test these socks out and see if they actually offered any performance benefits like they claimed in their initial marketing. The third and final test is the Nike Elite socks. We are going to be doing a classic shuttle run to see if they really help you with those cutting and reaction like basketball moves. Let's do it. Perfect. It's like literally 2 lines.
I feel like I'm gonna pull my foot.
Shuttle run, take 1 with just the normal Nike socks. Not elites, not elites.
I could do better.
Last was 10.3, but now I have the first generation Nike Elite socks on.
Go, go, go.
Pushing 25, by the way. Okay. All these scams. Makes you wonder, what's a scam now, right? What are the products we'll look back on in 10 or 20 years and be like, dang, I should not have spent my money on that. But maybe that's a topic for another day. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, or I will use your bioelectrical energy to increase my physiological powers.
This works.
Okay. That's all I got.